The foot, our most abject organ. Its role, to tread across the surface of the earth, through mud, snow, dirt, excrement, festering bacteria, vicious parasites. Man, next to the seahorse, is the most vertical creature known to nature. Only man, tearing himself from the savage horizontality of the animal kingdom, has succeeded in assuming the upright posture of the flowering vegetable. But while man's erect posture points towards the heavens, his horizontal gaze keeps him fettered to the domain of vulgar things. The mundane world through which gravity has decreed that he must walk. The foot, the terminus of the vertebrate leg. Beneath the soft, supple, sensitive flesh lies the secret of our stability. A structure of profound complexity, the envy of our greatest engineers. A mechanism that stabilizes the body mass on only two fleshy points, points remotely controlled by an organ at the opposite extremity of the human structure, the inner ear, which transmits signals to the skeletal, muscular, and ligamentous network that make up the foot's dynamic truss. And yet, it is the pliant, vulnerable skin that touches the face of the earth, our most direct contact with nature. An examination of the footprint reveals a contact surface divided into 10 regions, among which the body's weight is distributed. Consider the shifting pressure between the ball of the foot and the great toe. The one rounded, soft, feminine, the other jutting, forceful, masculine. In the standing position, over 60% of the body's total load is transmitted through the rear foot. Peak pressures in the heel can exceed 170 kilopascals. While walking, the magnitude of forces at the footprint reaches nearly 5 times the body's weight. Propulsion of this dynamic mass is controlled by an adjustable lever called the pedal arch. Consider the changing shape of the arch, flattening against the soil, springing into full curvature as it lifts from the ground. Its contour, as sensuous as the rounding of the buttock, as inviting as the soft parting of the breasts. A gentle hollow which the tongue can endlessly explore. With every spring of the arch, a step. The ankle hinges this vital organ to the lower leg. The kinematics of the ankle joint conform to the principles of a basic Newtonian mechanism. Like a simple hinge, the ankle permits rotation in the vertical axis between two rigid members. Lateral rotation is limited to 40 degrees. The subtalar joint acts as a mitered hinge, or directional torque transmitter. Observe the rotary deviation about the foot's long axis. The arch and ankle work at capacity to propel the body mass in jumping. This spring-like potential is evidence of man's desire to escape the Earth's surface, a tendency which has its origins in the slow crawl out of the primordial slime. Evolution has proven that man desires to lift himself from the axis of the savage, the terrestrial mud of the vulgar beast, to free himself, briefly, from the humiliation of gravity. As freedom is, simply, the freedom to move, domination can be measured by the degree to which one can delimit the mobility of another. The binding of the female foot in certain rare cultures is a sign of perfected authority. Ideally, the slave is motionless. So too is the enemy. It is only when our enemy is restrained that we can freely move in our own domain. Civilization occurs when, despite having immobilized the enemy, we choose to discipline our own mobility. The foot, to be beautiful, is a slave to the restraint of the high-heeled shoe. The shoe, to be beautiful, need simply have authority over the subject. Overactive libido? Or have you lost sexual interest altogether? Now, a product that can help you regulate your sex drive without costly psychotherapy, without prurient sex counseling. Our fast-acting formula speeds relief to the fourth cranial stratum. In minutes, you will act normal. Moderate your sexual appetite to meet your daily schedule. Available in a range from abstinent to robust, or any subtle balance in between. Libidofren, a division of Normal Pharmaceuticals. The chemical path to better living.